Okay, thank you everybody for being here, and I appreciate it. This is a series of little mini kind of micro lessons of things that I've done over the years regarding my own work creating altars and icons. And there'll be maybe 5 or 6 of them. And to start with, I wanted to do the one on color, and also just to let you understand that what we're talking about really is, from my vantage point, Nadazul's vantage point, is that this is prayerful intention. So I'd just like us to kind of just begin to slow down our rhythms a little bit, breathe, inhaling, exhaling, noticing that the eyes are going to be the breath, the heart is going to be the eyes, the art of seeing. This is all about inspiration and intuition. I call it Artful Prayer. So let's just kind of settle down, allow ourselves to deepen. It's all about improvisation, imagination, spirit, and most of all, play, the art of dowsing for a palette to emerge from our depths. It's almost like state of lucid dreaming. It's lucid seeing on the inner realms. That's what brings the sacred dimension. We have a saying, "This is not my body, this is a temple of God. This is not my heart. This is the altar of God." So our next slide is going to be showing a cloisonné vase of a fish, and what you will sense immediately is the exquisite craftsmanship and detail, and more than anything, the beauty of the color. This is an invitation to the breath and saying yes to what you're seeing, saying yes to beauty, saying yes to color, saying yes to a vocabulary of beauty, of color and line and form and shape and material. On the left is an altar piece of the Virgen de Guadalupe, one of my pieces, and on the right is something that is found on Pinterest. Here I'm showing you fabrics and colors and textures. Upholstery fabrics are beautiful textures for work. Here I'm showing you the relationship of just repetitive images and how putting them together creates this beautiful tableau. And where do these images come from? Oftentimes they come from dreams, and other times they are references and things that we see in everyday life. Ready-mades are images that are already there that we can just look at the palettes and use those palettes to create our own relationship to beauty. You can see the relationship of these colors to this wall. Just keep your eyes and your heart open for things that inspire you, and then the color palettes will start calling you out. Textiles are a beautiful sense because not only do they have color, but they're breathing veils of light and veils. A piece on the left is a St. Francis, one of my pieces, and on the right is just an example of textiles that have been actually applied to just a flat surface to create the sense of flow. I often will take fabric and drape frames with it to give it a sense of expanse, freedom. I also love to find boxes that I can create images and put them in there, containers that can be placed on altar pieces. This is one of mine. This is another example of just finding art objects and then putting them together in this beautiful collection. It's a collective. Scale is another one that's of interest. I found this old table that I repurposed. It's about 7 feet tall, oak. And what I did was when I found it, I started crafting it, and then I knew that I wanted to create a palette based on some very, very old Italian buildings architecture. So I found some Italian architecture, looked at the color palettes, studied it, and then applied those color palettes to the piece of art. Distressing. And then the work, little by little, starts taking on the form and the color. You can see the other color palette that I used, and you'll see the finished product. And there it is. Pattern and repurposing visual works of other people's works also is a wonderful way to find imagery. You'll see that this next slide celebrates this kind of Hispanic art form from the 30s, and then it's juxtaposed to modern day contemporary street art. These patterns I took from Miami, juxtaposed them with an application, created a new tableau, a new collage, so to speak, and then there you have it in an application for an installation. So that's just one of our series. I hope you'd enjoy it. Look out for the rest of ours. They'll be coming little by little. This is the first in a number of ones.